Britain in the 1950s gave the world some unforgettable cars. But not every classic was a success. Some were slow, strange, underpowered, or simply outdated the moment they arrived. Today we're counting down 10 British cars from the 1950s that looked promising but disappointed buyers in real life. Let's begin. Number 10. Standard Pennant. The Standard Pennant arrived in 1957 trying to make the humble Standard 10 look modern and stylish. Small fins, extra chrome, and brighter colors gave it more showroom appeal, but underneath it still felt old-fashioned. The tiny engine struggled badly at higher speeds, and performance felt painfully slow even by 1950s standards. Families expected excitement and got something that felt cheap and strained instead. Number 9. Morris Oxford Series 2. The Morris Oxford Series 2 was practical, roomy, and dependable, but completely lacking in personality. It used a 1.5-liter engine and sensible engineering, yet the driving experience felt dull and lifeless. The column gearshift and bench seat made it feel more like a taxi than a modern family saloon. Buyers respected it, but very few actually loved it. Number 8. Austin A40 Sports. At first glance, the Austin A40 Sports looked exciting. A compact convertible with sporty styling sounded perfect for post-war Britain. But once drivers got behind the wheel, disappointment arrived quickly. The performance simply wasn't sporty enough. The handling felt soft, and the engine lacked the power needed to match its glamorous image. It looked fast standing still, but rarely felt fast moving. Number 7. Allard Palm Beach. The Allard Palm Beach had genuine racing heritage behind it, which made expectations even higher. It was lightweight, rare, and stylish, but never quite found its identity. It wasn't powerful enough to challenge proper sports cars, yet it also cost more than many buyers expected. Sales remained tiny, and most British drivers ignored it completely. Number 6. Morris Isis. The Morris Isis was meant to be a larger, more prestigious version of the Oxford. It used a 6-cylinder engine and offered more space, but somehow still felt ordinary. It lacked the luxury feel buyers wanted, and it never looked special enough beside rivals from Rover or Humber. Bigger did not automatically mean better, and the Isis proved that clearly. Number 5. Ford Popular 103E. The Ford Popular became famous because it was cheap, extremely cheap, and that affordability came with serious compromises. By the mid-1950s, the design already felt outdated. The side-valve engine was weak, the interior was basic, and the driving experience felt like something from another decade. Buyers accepted it because they needed affordable transport, not because they admired it. Number 4. AC Petite. The AC Petite perfectly captured how strange post-war economy cars could become. This tiny three-wheeler used a motorcycle-style engine and focused almost entirely on fuel economy. Unfortunately, it also felt fragile, cramped, and painfully slow. With a top speed around 40 miles per hour, even ordinary roads could feel intimidating inside one. Number 3. Berkeley T60. The Berkeley T60 arrived at the end of the decade looking futuristic and unusual. Lightweight fiberglass construction and tiny dimensions made it feel different from anything else on British roads. But it also felt noisy, fragile, and awkward beside proper sports cars. The three-wheel layout helped reduce taxes, but did little for confidence or comfort. Number 2. Bond Minicar. The Bond Minicar became one of Britain's most famous microcars, but driving one was a very different experience from simply looking at one. Powered by a tiny two-stroke engine, it was noisy, exposed, and incredibly slow. The three-wheel layout made handling unpredictable, especially in wet weather. It was clever engineering for difficult times, but hardly enjoyable motoring. Number 1. Austin A90 Atlantic. The Austin A90 Atlantic is number 1 because it represents one of Britain's biggest automotive miscalculations of the 1950s. Austin designed it specifically to impress American buyers with flashy chrome and dramatic styling, but Americans already had bigger, faster, cheaper V8 cars at home. The Atlantic looked exciting, yet its performance felt disappointing beside American competition. Back in Britain, many buyers thought it looked too exaggerated and expensive. It failed almost everywhere it was meant to succeed. The 1950s were full of ambition for Britain's car industry. Some cars became legends, others became warnings, but even the failures tell an important story about a country trying to rebuild, innovate, and compete in a rapidly changing world. If you enjoyed this countdown, subscribe to more classic British motoring history, and tell us below, which of these cars would you still drive today?